Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and mute everybody. As always, if you have a question, feel free to type into the chat box or unmute yourself. And then as a couple reminders for this class, because we get into working the visual and vestibular system, just being mindful to take things really slow, especially if this is your first time working the eyes or working the inner ear being your vestibular system. So remember, it's okay if you start to feel dizzy, nauseous, itchy eyes, watery eyes, anything like that, but that also means that you've met your edge and we don't want to go too far past your edge. So if you experience any of those, take a break, grab some water, close your eyes, let your body reset, and then you can join us again. And remember, the slower that you move with this kind of work, especially in the beginning, the easier it's going to be for especially the vestibular and visual work. All right. So we'll come back to a seated or standing grounding position here. So I'm just going to angle this down a little bit. Okay. Okay. And we'll close the eyes. We'll drop into the body, finding your breath, and just start by listening to your breath. Can you hear yourself as you inhale? And can you hear your exhale? Just keeping that breath nice and slow, nice and relaxed. And then see if you can quiet that breath down. So if somebody was sitting next to you, maybe they wouldn't be able to hear you breathe. Maybe you can't even hear your own self breathe. So just trying to quiet and slow that breath down. Don't force it. And just stay with that for a couple more breaths. And I want you to focus on a part of your body today that you really want to work. Maybe you've been struggling with. Maybe it's not feeling great for you today, or it's feeling a little sticky or cold. And just set your intention to be maybe extra mindful of that area, to move with intention when you're moving that area. Go ahead and take one more inhale, one more exhale, and we'll open the eyes. Okay, good. We'll take the fingers, and if you're able to open the fingers wide, I'm just gonna have you open the fingers. Otherwise, you're just gonna tilt the wrists so fingers go up towards the sky, and then tilt the wrist down. And if you're opening your fingers, you're gonna open as the fingers lift up, and you're gonna make a fist and point the fist down. Open, lift, close, and point. Yep, and then can you start to bring your arms more into that? So lifting the arms up overhead, spreading the fingers, lifting the chest, look up at the sky, and then making a fist pointing down, and then rolling down just halfway like you're trying to touch your nose to your chest. Everything opens up, fingers, chest, and head. Everything closes down, and the arms reach down towards the floor. Inhale, reach up, open, spread. And exhale, reach down and close. Inhale up and exhale down. Can we do the same thing but off at a diagonal? So inhale, reach up and to the right, and exhale down and to the left. And you're doing the same movement with your hands and with your wrists. Open up and to the right, reaching right, close down and to the left, reaching down and left. Up and right, down and left. One more here. Up and right, down and left. Yeah, let's do the other diagonal. Up and to the left, down and to the right. Up and left, down and right. It's kind of like a big exaggerated row or canoe stroke. And down. Inhale up and exhale down. Let's do one more. Up. Yeah, that's nice, everybody. And down. And then we'll come back to the center. We'll do a few shoulder circle rolls. Opening up the chest. And then let's just come right into chest tapping. So taking the tips of the fingers or your knuckles and tapping on that area just under your collarbones. And then we're going to find a hum as we do this. So lips will close. Take an inhale and exhale. And you're trying to go all the way to the end of your hum. Take an inhale when you get to the end of your hum. And then just do one more. Okay, good. And relax. So you're going to cross your arms like you're mad, cross them over your chest, and you're going to bow your head down, getting small. And then you're going to open and spread like you're about to give someone a big hug. Yeah. Switch the directions of your cross like you're mad, bow your head, and then open and spread. Yeah. Exhale, cross your arms, and inhale, open. That's it. Exhale, cross, and inhale, open. Last one. Exhale, cross, and inhale, open. Good. And then I either want you to take your thumbs or your fists, and if you can reach, and you can also cross your chest if that's helpful too, and you're just gonna give a little bit of a shake and a rub to that area kind of right in front of your armpit. We've got one of our points, lung 1 here. This is from acupressure, some Chinese medicine here. And this is often a place where we're really tight. This is when we breathe into this area, when we use the accessory muscles to breathe in this area, and we're overcompensating here, this area can get really tight. So just giving it a rub right in front of the armpit. You might be able to feel one side is tighter than the other. You might immediately feel like, oh my gosh, this is kind of tender, maybe even a little painful for me. Yeah. And then we're going to bring that right to the top of the shoulder, and we're going to come into some body tapping. Any shoulder you want to start with, coming down the outside of the arm and up the inside. You can even bring that tapping into that area right in front of the armpit that you were just working on. Just working your way. We'll do 3 times through on this side, down the outside, and up the inside. Get the front of the armpit one more time. Maybe make a sound, let your jaw hang. Yeah, and then we'll switch sides. Working your way down the outside, and then up the inside. Getting the front of the armpit again. We've got a lot of really sensitive structures that run through the armpit. We've got something called your brachial plexus, which is all of your nerves that run down through your arm. And then we've got a lot of blood vessels, a lot of veins. So we don't want to ever poke directly into the armpit because our nerves won't be too happy, but working in front of the armpit is a really good way to free up some of that tension you might be feeling coming across the chest. Okay, so coming one more time to the front of that armpit, make a sound. Okay, good. And then go ahead and relax that. Awesome. Okay, just maybe take a moment here. Just notice if the upper body is feeling any different for you. Yeah, you can wiggle the head or wiggle the shoulders around. And then let's bring maybe soft knuckles to your low back if you're able to reach your low back. If you're unable to reach your low back, we can just do this on the sides of your body. And you're just gonna give really soft and gentle taps. And I'm using the back of my knuckles, kind of a soft open fist, just to tap that low back area. If you want to, slash if you're able to, you can bring this into a roll down, rolling down towards the ground, whether you're standing or seated. Notice how that changes, because now your low back is on stretch here, and then coming back up. And we'll just do that a couple more times. If you need a hand supporting you, you can have one hand on the lap while you tap the other side of your back. Otherwise, you can have both hands tapping. Good, and rolling back up. And then last one, exhale, rolling down. And then coming back up. Okay, we're gonna stay with those body taps. We're gonna work down the outside of the legs and then up the inside of the legs. Go as far down as you're able to go. If you're staying on the upper thighs, that's fine. If you can make it all the way down to the feet and maybe give the feet a quick rub before coming up, that's good too. And you're just noticing, again, if you've got sensation here, or even if the sensation for you is slightly dulled or hard to feel on one side, you're just noticing, how does each leg feel compared to the other leg? How does it feel compared to last week, to last month, to last year? Can you remember what this felt like a year ago when we were smack dab in the middle of the pandemic? Okay, good. We'll get the tops of the thighs. I like to use the heel of my palm for this one. Get the bottom of the thighs if you're able to reach that area. Okay. And then again, just taking a moment, you can even close your eyes, sitting with that and just noticing how that feels. My body is certainly buzzing. Okay, we're gonna come to the feet and then we're gonna come back up to the head. So if you're able to safely take your shoes off and access one of your feet, I'm gonna have you start with finger weaving. So weaving your fingers in between each of your toes, and then flexing and pointing your toes back and forth and creating this wave-like movement. If you're unable to reach the feet, you're gonna come to the lower legs and you're gonna find a massage of the lower legs. So using your knuckles or using your hands, you're gonna drag, see if this is easier to see, you're gonna drag coming up from the ankles up to the knees. So just trying to push some of that stagnant fluid that might be down there up and out. If the lower leg is hard for you to reach, you're going to be doing the same thing on the upper leg, taking your knuckles or maybe even taking an elbow and dragging from your knee to your hip. Yeah. There's no wrong way to do this here. Whether you're squeezing and releasing, whether you're dragging the knuckles, whether you're maybe shaking the leg or the calf or the thigh, there's no wrong way to do this. We're just trying to push some of those fluids up and out from the bottom of the leg. This is especially important for my seated athletes, but can also feel really good for my standing athletes too. And then also notice, is there a change in temperature? Are your feet colder than your thighs? Is one foot colder than the other? We'll go ahead and switch sides. A lot of my clients I work with have various temperature changes moving from their feet to their hips. And that often changes week to week. How did you sleep last night? How did you eat yesterday? Did you do anything differently in your routine? It can be caused by a lot of different things. And really the most important thing is just that we're aware of it. We're paying attention to our body, we're listening to our body, we're listening to the signals that our body is sending us. So whether you're working your feet, your lower legs, your upper legs, just taking in information, how is everything feeling? Yeah, okay. Go ahead and shake the arms out, shake the hands out. So I'm going to zoom in here. We'll do a quick, give a little bit of attention to the face and the head, and then we'll keep moving. Okay, let's start with a quick head scratch. So bring in fingernails. This one always gives my head a little shock in the beginning. Scratching the whole scalp, top of the head, sides of the head, around your hairline. Noticing where the tender parts are here. Okay, good. And then you're going to take your either knuckles or your pointer finger, okay, whichever is more accessible for you. And you're just gonna partially, don't stick your finger in your ear completely, just so that you can get a little bit of a grab on the ear. We're basically just using the ear as a lever. And I just want you to move your ears in a circle. And actually, I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. Okay, so just trying to open up some of the tissue in there. We hold a lot of tension in this area. There's surprisingly a lot of bones coming in and out of this area internally, kind of deep to my fingers and more superficially. Yeah. And notice again where you really feel a stretch. Don't force anything. This is really gentle, but this should feel pretty good for most people. Yeah, that looks good, everybody. Nice. Okay, and then go ahead and release that and just take a second there. Does anything feel different? Okay, and then we'll move on. We'll move on to the neck. So we're just going to grab the back of the neck, hands or knuckles, looking down, and then as you drag the hands forward to the collarbones, look up. Pause at the top, slide that lower jaw forward, and then keep holding that. And I want your eyes to go back as far as you can. What's the furthest thing on the ceiling that you can see up and back behind you? Okay, so we're going to bring the eyes into this a little bit more. Good. Release that. Look down. Pause with that look down. What's the furthest thing on your shirt that you can see? Can you see the upper seam? Can you see maybe a necklace that you're wearing? Grab the back of the neck and then drag the fingers down the neck. Look up, slide the lower jaw forward. Keep holding the skin right at the collarbones. And then look as far up. Again, what's the farthest dot or smudge on the ceiling that you can see? And then look down and reset. Okay, so this can be really challenging eye-wise. Looking down at the shirt, what's the furthest thing you can see? Drag and pull the hands, looking up. What's the furthest thing up that you can see? Good. Look down, grab the neck. Look up, drag and pull, and find something on the ceiling. Yeah, just do one more of those. Look down, and then drag and look up. Awesome. And then go ahead and shake that off. Okay, nice work, everybody. Let's go ahead and grab your letter ball. We'll come right into playing this time. I'm gonna layer on a few more brain games today, but if you've been playing with me and you know how to play, go ahead and just jump right into playing that. For those of you that are just joining me for the first time, oh, and I forgot to say what equipment to have. Same equipment that we've been using. So grabbing a letter ball, or if you don't have a letter ball, a ball-shaped object of some sort, preferably something exciting for your eyes to look at. So like a rolled up pair of socks with a fun pattern on them or something like that. Yeah, yeah, and I see some people holding stuff up. Yeah, yeah, nice, Diana, that's great. Okay. Okay, so holding that ball into your chest, you're gonna pull the ball away from you at any angle that you want. You're gonna look at the ball, say the first letter or number that you see, and then pull it back into your chest. Pull the ball away at a different angle anywhere around your body, say the first letter or number you see, and pull it back into your chest. And you're just gonna continue to do that here, making sure that you don't avoid any areas. So I want you reaching up, to the sides, down, maybe even back behind you. And you're trying to identify quickly with your eyes a really precise point on the ball. So if you don't have letters or numbers on your ball, I just want your eyes to come to a really precise point. And if you do have letters or numbers on your ball, you're just quickly saying that letter or number that you see. If you're able to play catch with yourself, you can do the exact same thing playing catch. You can bounce it against the floor, against a wall. Just gonna watch people here. Yeah. Making sure that for those of you that are moving the ball around you, make sure to move the ball and then look at the ball. Pull it into your chest, move the ball, then quickly look at the ball. Yeah, so the point of that is so that your eyes are quickly trying to target a letter or number, like a very precise point on that ball, as opposed to keeping your eyes on the ball the whole time. So it's slightly different. It's just making your eyes work a little bit harder with targeting something specific. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, nice, everybody. Okay, I'm gonna bring in some brain speed games here. So for those of you that do have letters on your ball, if you catch a letter, I'm gonna have you lift the right side of your body. That can look like an arm raise up to the ceiling. It could look like a shoulder shrug, or it could look like a knee lift. Okay, so what did I say? Letter. If you lift letter, lift the right side of your body. If you catch a number, lift the left side of your body. Okay, so letter, right side, number, left side. Okay, and you're going to try and do that as quickly as you can. So whatever you catch, you're just trying, again, you're trying to make that reaction really quick. So letter, right side of your body, number, left side of your body. A shoulder shrug, an arm raise, or a knee raise. Yeah. So we're just bringing a movement in to this game so that your brain sees something, it makes a decision, and then it sends the signals to your muscles to carry out whatever they're supposed to carry out. So we're working that whole feedback loop here. Okay. Yeah, I want you to do 5 more, and then I'm going to reverse that. Yeah, good. Okay, so now you're going to do the opposite. Now when you catch a letter, you're going to lift the left side of your body. Number, lift the right side. Okay, so one more time. Letter left, number right. Maybe do like 15 or 20 more throws. So just switching it on you, making your brain reorganize. Yeah. Is it, Doreen, is this hard? Is this one hard for you to do?
It just, it's one of these things where it will hurt really bad, really suddenly. And I had fractured this twice years ago. And and now it's acting up. And so
Hmm.
I'm just wondering if I should try to avoid this arm.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's acting up, I would let it be. Yeah, and just do things with your right arm. You can do movements that don't that feel okay, but if anything is triggering that pain, I would yeah. I mean, because remember, whenever anything acts up like that, something is inflamed. Something is inflamed and is trying to protect itself. Yeah,
Right.
so I would just let it heal a little bit. Yeah, it's a good question. Okay, maybe just a couple more throws. And then go ahead and relax. You can set that ball down. Okay, let's come back a little bit to some spinal mobility, and then we'll play with some visual stuff. So I'm going to give you my side profile here, and we're just going to start from the ribs. You can have your hands on your ribs or around the sides of your ribs if this is more helpful. I like to have my hands on my ribs because it gives me more information here. So I'm just going to start by pulling the ribs forward and then back, forward and then back. Flaring the ribs forward, rounding and pulling the ribs back. Inhale, forward, exhale, back. I'm going to switch up the patterning on this today, but we're just going to start with something easy here. Inhale forward, something we've done before. Good. And then go ahead and come back to the center. And then you're just going to find the translation, translating the ribs right, translating left. Yeah, trying to keep the ribs and the shoulders parallel with the floor. Should really feel this more through the sides of your body, maybe even through the lats a little bit. Okay, good. And then come back to the center. And now I want you to glide your ribs forward, forward and to the left, and then back and to the right. Forward and left, so we're just going in a diagonal here, and back right. Forward left, back right. Forward left, back right. And just stay with that, gliding in that diagonal, noticing if anything is tricky here. Is this coordination tricky? Do your ribs feel sticky in one spot versus another? Yeah, and then come back to the center and then go ahead and switch diagonals. Forward and right, back and left. Forward right, back left. Forward right, back left. And if that feels pretty easy for you, you can make it a little bit quicker, or you can stay slow and just feel that out. Remember, this kind of spinal mobility is really good for all the joints in our spine, but it's also so important for our organs. We're basically giving our organs a massage when we do this kind of spinal work here. Okay, come back to the center. Now we're going to draw a box. So you're going to go forward and to the left, and then back to the left, back to the right, forward right, forward left, back right, forward right. And just stay in that direction, drawing a box. So we usually do this as if you're hula hooping, but we're just making it a little bit boxier today. A little less fluid and less smooth, but still requires some coordination from you. Yeah, and then can we switch directions? Forward and coming the other way. Okay, and can we all be a little bit more careful of where our heads are? So can we keep our heads stacked over? I'll give you my side profile. Try to keep your head stacked over your shoulders if you can. I see some heads looking down. So just make sure to keep the gaze forward and in front of you. Yeah, there we go. That's a little better. Good. Maybe do 2 more in that direction. Good, and then we'll come back to the center. Let's reach the arms up. We'll just do a reset here, interlacing the fingers if you can, and take a nice slow articulating roll all the way down. Take a couple of inhales at the bottom, a couple of exhales, and then slowly roll yourself back up. Good. Arms are going to come out into a T, and we're just going to exaggerate some of that work here. So you're going to translate your ribs to the left. And if you're able to, I want you to lift up, lift up your right butt cheek. Pretend like you just sat in gum under that right butt cheek and you're like, oh, ew, gross. And you're really trying to reach for something on this side and then pulling yourself back to the center. Yep. Translate to the right. Try to hike and lift up your left butt cheek like you just sat in gum in that left butt cheek. Ew, gross. And then back to the center. Yep. Shifting to the left, hiking the right butt cheek, shifting to the right, hiking the other butt cheek. Good. Shift and lift. That's it. That's it. Nice, everybody. Shift and lift. The reason I add this gum under the butt cheek is because when you try to hike that butt cheek, for those of you that are able, it really activates the low back. So it's a good one to get the low back moving. If you're standing, you could start to find a single leg balance as you tip to each side. You can even add a heel raise if you want to challenge your balance a little bit more. Yep, maybe do one more each side. And then coming back to the center. Yeah, nice. Okay, let's give the ribs a shake, give the arms a shake. All right. I'm going to have you grab your pencils or your whatever's easy for you to hold. I think I forgot to say this in the beginning of class. Pencils, cooking utensils, your thumbs. Yeah, that's great. Doreen legit has cooking utensils today. That's awesome. Wait, is it? Oh no, they're back scratchers. That's great. I love it. Okay. So you're going to keep the arms out into a T. Okay, and we're going to turn and face, just your head and neck is going to turn and look at the left pencil. We're going to do some of that near-far work that we've been doing. Okay, so look at that left pencil. You're going to look at the tip of the pencil, and then you're going to look at the wall, or if you've got like a picture on the wall behind the pencil. Tip of the pencil, wall, tip of the pencil, wall, tip of the pencil, wall. And then you're going to come back to the center, and then you're going to do the same on the other side. Tip of the pencil, wall, tip, wall, tip, wall, tip, wall, and then switch sides. So you're going to go 4 times, near, far, near, far, near, far, and then switch, near, far, near, far, near, far, near, far, and switch. Okay, keep doing that. For folks that are blind or visually impaired, you're just going to keep oscillating your head from pencil to pencil.
Is it better to keep our glasses on or off if you have like progressives and stuff?
Yes, yeah, thanks for saying that because I always forget to say this. If you're able to take the glasses off and still see the pencil clearly and still see the wall behind the pencil clearly, then take the glasses off. If that gets blurry for you, then leave the glasses on. Yeah. It just has to, yeah. I won't get into that. Okay. For folks that are blind or visually impaired, you're moving your head from pencil to pencil, pointing your nose at one, pointing your nose at the other. If you want more of a balance challenge here, you can either walk the tightrope, so one foot in front of the other, or you can find a full single leg balance as your head goes back and forth between the 2 pencils. The quicker you go, the harder it will be. Okay, good. Everyone go ahead and pause and take a break. We're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna do up, down. So bringing one pencil up, one pencil down. You're gonna do the same thing. Look up, near, far, near, far, near, far. Look down, near, far, near, far, near, far. Okay. Again, you can do the same thing for folks that are blind or visually impaired, doing the same thing, single leg balance or walking the tightrope balance, moving your head up and down. Yeah. For folks who, yes. Okay, just want to make sure. That's it. That's it. That's better. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so if you are able to see the pencil, you're going to be doing that near, far, near, far. Yeah. And again, you're just noticing, where is it hard to look? Does it take you a few seconds for your eyes to refocus, whether you're coming near or you're coming far with your eyes? Is it harder in one direction versus the other? You're just noticing. Okay, do a few more total. And then we'll come back to the center. Awesome, nice work, everyone. We're gonna do one more visual one, and then we'll bring it back to some movement. We're gonna come to pencil push-up. So pencil is gonna be directly out in front of you. Same rules apply. If you can see the pencil clearly, go ahead and slip your glasses off. Yeah, if you know what we're doing, you can jump right into this. I'm gonna walk everybody else through. Just wanna make sure. Okay, great. So holding that pencil at arm's distance in front of you, tip of the pencil right between your eyes. You're slowly gonna pull the pencil in towards you. If/when you start to see two pencils, you're gonna slowly pull it away from you. Pull it in towards you. When you start to see two pencils, pull it away from you. If you can pull the pencil all the way into your nose and still only see one pencil, and it's okay if it gets blurry, by the way, it will definitely get blurry. So if you see one pencil as you pull in and out, and you would like a challenge, I'm gonna have you move your head around, up, down, to the side, tilting as you do the pencil push-ups. Remember that the faster you move that pencil in and out, the harder this gets, because the harder your eyes have to work to come together, move apart, come together, move apart. For folks that are blind or visually impaired, we're gonna cross arms over the chest, and you're gonna do small, oops, losing my balance already. If you can do a single leg balance, you'll do single leg balance. And you're gonna do small head circles as if you were drawing a circle with your nose in front of you. Make sure to do an even number in both ways. And if you need to have both feet on the ground, then you can have both feet on the ground. Okay. For my pencil push-uppers, do maybe just a few more. And for folks doing the circles, maybe just do a few more. Okay. And then go ahead and relax. We can set the pencils down. And then we'll come back to the center. Okay. Nice work, everybody. Go ahead and shake everything out one more time. Yes. Yeah, I just got a question. Is it normal for these eye exercises to make you a bit dizzy, nauseous? Yes. Yeah, my disclaimer in the beginning of this class is that that is definitely normal, but it means that you've hit your edge, and we don't want to go too far past the edge. So when you start to feel dizzy, nauseous, like blurry, tired, itchy eyes, close the eyes, take a break, grab some water. So you just stop the exercise, but it is normal. It just means you've met your edge. So yeah, that's definitely okay. Okay, great. We're gonna take the hands, interlace the fingers if you're able to, push the hands directly in front of you, rounding your back forward. Take an inhale in between your shoulder blades. And then exhale, release. Bring the arms back behind you. Again, if you're able to interlace the fingers behind you, find that same pulling and interlacing of the fingers behind you. Otherwise, you're just trying to reach the arms behind you to open the chest. That's it. Arms come forward, pushing forward, round the back. Take an inhale. And then arms come behind you, open the chest. See if you can unshrug the shoulders here. Yeah. Hands in front, round the back. Inhale. Hands behind you, open and exhale. Hands in front, push and inhale. Hands behind you, open and exhale. Okay, good. Go ahead and give yourself a really big hug. You're going to turn and look over your left shoulder. And then you're going to turn and look over your right shoulder. Turn and look over the left. And turn and look over the right. Good. And then come back to the center, switch the direction your arms are crossed. Yep. And you're going to circle your body down towards the floor and then up and around. So just circling your body kind of in front of you, rounding your spine down, coming up on one side and down on the other side. You have the option here to bring this more, you can keep this really slow and easy. If you want to bring this into more of a vestibular exercise, you can pick up the pace and you can go a little quicker, swooping the body in front of you, bringing your eyes and your head with you. I'm going to stay slow today, but do whatever you'd like to do. Just make sure you do an even number of circles in both directions. This is your first time doing this. Move slow and move small, and then you can work your way up. Okay, maybe do one or two more wherever you're at. And we'll come back up to the center. Okay. Let's bring fingertips to that area under the collarbones one last time. Finding a tapping. And just noticing how your body's doing. Okay, good. And go ahead and relax. We'll close the eyes. Dropping into the breath again, and then noticing how loud or soft your breath is right now. Can you make it even quieter? Again, without forcing. Can you make it even slower without forcing? Noticing how your body feels comparatively to the beginning of class. And then noticing that body part that you gave attention to in the beginning of class. How is that area feeling for you? Go ahead and think of one thing you're grateful for today. We'll take one more inhale. One more exhale. And we'll open the eyes. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. Happy Thursday.